Good afternoon, everyone. We'll be with you shortly. We're just waiting for a few more guests to arrive. Good afternoon, everyone. We'll be with you shortly. We're just waiting for a few more guests to roll in. I see everyone's starting to arrive now. Good afternoon, everyone. It's a beautiful day here in Halifax, a great fall day, and we're thrilled to be with you again for tea at 3 on Wednesdays. And today we're going to talk about one of my favorite trips, and we have a host today. Donna Williams is with us again from Sydney, Cape Breton, another beautiful part of our province. But before we get started, I wanted to remind everyone that this session is being recorded. If you have any questions, please type them in the question box and we'll answer them at the end of the session. And if you know people that want to listen to this and weren't able to join today, the sessions are all recorded and are on our website. You can link from the tour when you go on to the Springtime in Ottawa and Quebec City trip. There'll be a link there to the recording so people can listen to it later. And we also have a list on our top of our website for all of our webinars. So if you missed some of the other weeks, we would encourage you to go listen to some of the great places that we'll be going in the coming years. So without further ado, we're going to turn it over to Donna Williams. Donna, it's all over to you now.
Hi, everyone. There you go. So we're going to be talking about our beautiful Springtime in Ottawa and Quebec City tour this year. And it's going to take, in 2022, it's going to take place May 14th to the 20th, which is during the Tulip Festival. And it's going to be 7 days and 6 nights.
Beautiful time of the year to be there, having done this trip many times myself over the years. We can never guarantee where the tulips will be with our changing weathering patterns, but either way, you're going to see tulips and have a wonderful time. And I've been there that time in May when it can be in the 80s or even warmer. So, you certainly, it's a great time to be viewing our capital.
I love it too. I find it so much warmer than it usually is here. It's just a great getaway. And our first day, we're going to be leaving Halifax and doing pickups en route on our way to Edmundston, where we're going to have our first overnight stay. We're going to be stopping for coffee and breaks along the way. Lots to keep you entertained on board. We have movies and music and games to keep you busy. And prior to arriving at our hotel in Edmonton, we will be making a stop in Heartland, where we'll do a picture stop of the covered bridge. And the Heartland Covered Bridge would be the longest covered bridge in the world. It's about 1,282 feet long, spanning over across the St. John River.
And, one of my favorite spots is they're beautiful, the covered bridges, and there's so many of them located in New Brunswick. And as you said, we'll be picking up en route right from Halifax. People often join in Truro, Amherst, Moncton, and those communities. And if you are from away, we're more than happy to provide you with a pre-night in Halifax prior to our trip departing. So that's always an option for you as well. And like any of our trips, if it's you're outside of one of our usual pickup spots, we will cover the transportation to get you there. You just need to ask at the time of reservations. And there's a few options available to you, like perhaps a free overnight, as opposed to a transfer with parking for your car if that doesn't work. So please inquire at the time of reservations. And after the covered bridge, Donna, another great stop. Who doesn't like this?
Yes, after our covered bridge, we're going to head over to the Covered Bridge Potato Chip Factory tour, where we're going to learn all about how they make potato chips. And we'll do a little tour there and try a little sample. And after that, we'll be making our way to the hotel in Edmundston.
And the hotel in Edmundston is the Quality Hotel Grey Rock, and we've chosen this property because it has an addition to it as well, doesn't it, Donna?
Yes, this look at the lobby. Isn't it beautiful? What a beautiful hotel this is. All of our hotels are actually beautiful properties. Look at the rooms, just to give you an idea what the rooms look like. Just gorgeous. And there's your pool, and they have a fitness center as well for those that want to bring your suit. All of our hotels that we're using on this tour have indoor pools, sauna, and fitness centers. There's a pedway actually connecting our hotel to the Grey Rock Casino, where you can certainly go over there in the evening if you wanted to check out the casino, or actually there's a restaurant there and also a cafe if you wanted to have your evening supper there.
Because on this particular tour, we didn't include dinner this evening. It was a fairly busy travel day, so we thought let people get unpacked and sort of do what they want for that first evening.
Yeah.
Tempt lady luck or that kind of thing. And then the next day, we'll start heading off to the our national capital.
Yes, our next day we're going to have our breakfast, and breakfast is included every day on the tour. So we'll have some breakfast and we'll head out, making our way to Ottawa with various stops en route again for coffees and lunches, and we'll keep you busy with various activities on board. When we arrive, we'll be arriving at the beautiful Lord Elgin Hotel. What a beautiful property this is, and it's right on Elgin Street, within walking distance of so many of the different attractions, plus all kinds of restaurants and shops on Elgin Street as well. Beautiful property and beautiful location. Look at the
Historic
lobby.
property and this lobby.
And the rooms, just gorgeous.
And you're just across the street from the Rideau Canal.
That's right. They're at their restaurant area.
And as you said, they have a pool and fitness center.
Yeah, very nice. After we get settled in the hotel at the Lord Elgin, we'll be going out for a group dinner that night. Once we get unpacked and so on, we'll go out for a group dinner before settling in for the night. The next morning will be day 3, and we'll have our breakfast. And then we're going to head out for a day of touring with a local guide from Ottawa.
Wonderful.
The Tulip Festival will be going on the same time as we're there. So there's going to be all kinds of activities available that you can go and see the tulips. And of course, we're going to be seeing the tulips on our tour with our local guide as well. You're going to get views of the Parliament buildings, Parliament Hill, the Parliament buildings, the Peace Tower. Just beautiful, beautiful opportunities to get some pictures. 24 Sussex Drive, and when we take a drive up on Sussex Drive, you'll also see some other homes there, of course, and your guide will tell you who built them, who lives in them now, and so on. It's quite interesting, actually, to visit that area.
Well, a lot of the embassies are located in that area too, I remember.
We're going to be doing a visit on the grounds of Rideau Hall. So you can see we'll have another opportunity to take some pictures in that particular area. Sometimes it's open, we'll be able to go inside. It just depends. Every year it's a little bit different.
Well, and with the new Governor General, I guess we're not 100% sure what the protocols will be.
Yes.
Some Governor Generals are more welcoming than others.
Commissioners Park, and this is where a lot of the Tulip Festival activities will be taking place. 250,000 tulips, and absolutely beautiful in all different colors. We're going to be walking around in Commissioners Park, taking pictures just like these people in the photo are doing.
No shortage of memorials and monuments in Ottawa.
No, and right across from our hotel actually is another park full of monuments, the Confederation Park right across from the hotel. But this is the National War Memorial. This is within walking distance of our hotel as well. And this is a huge, it's 52 feet high memorial, and it was first dedicated to the Canadians that died in World War I. And then it was rededicated for the Canadians that died in World War II, the Korean War, the Second Boer War, and also the war in Afghanistan. And in 2000, they added at the bottom of the monument, they added a tomb of the unknown soldier as well. So this is quite something to see. It's so big. It's just beautiful, something to see.
And once again, as you pointed out, our hotel is so close. I mean, you can go out and walk around and,
You'll see this as soon as you
yeah,
step out of the hotel.
exactly.
Yeah, gorgeous.
And then Byward Market is always a favorite for everyone to get out and explore. And
Yes, and we'll be doing that around lunchtime as we're doing our guided tour around Ottawa. We'll do a stop there and have an opportunity to grab lunch. All kinds of, as you can see here, fruit and vegetables, fresh produce, and you have souvenir shops, you have jewelry and craft shops, you have clothing, um, you name it, and it's there. All kinds of restaurants and bakeries and all different types of foods available. It's a really, really, really fun spot, and you could actually spend hours there.
exactly, it is wonderful.
And it's within walking distance of the hotel, so you can go back later on if you wanted to. Um,
Exactly.
um,
Another favorite is the Rideau Canal cruise, and especially during tulip time.
yes, and this is beautiful. It's a narrated cruise, and it lasts about an hour and a half, I believe, and you'll get a lot. It's narrated, so you'll get the commentary, you'll get more history besides what you already got from the guide, and you'll see different views of Parliament, and some of the museums, as well as some other attractions that you didn't see when you were doing the bus touring.
And this is something kind of new to this trip that we've tried over the years, varying formats, part days for free time, et cetera, et cetera. But on this particular trip for next year, we've decided to have a complete day at leisure for everyone to enjoy their own personal interests. And so there's, all of the museums. We will have our bus available that day. And but as you said, a lot of things are walkable, but some things aren't. There's the hop on, hop off bus experience there. So there's lots of options for people. So we've just put a few things up here that could be enjoyed on your free day at leisure. And one of them being the Canadian Museum of History. And you've been there, have you, Donna? It's beautiful.
Yes, just an amazing museum. It's probably my favorite museum that I've ever been to, and it's huge. It's just, I mean, you could spend the whole day there if you're, if you wanted to, if that's your thing. And that's the thing, if that's your thing, because as Richard just said, there are so many attractions and museums and different sites in Ottawa and Quebec City that people were, oh, I wish we could do this and I wish we could do that. There's so much to do this way. Rather than add a whole bunch of extra days to the tour, you can do what you want to do, and you don't have to do things that you don't want to do. So it's not structured. It's a free day to do whatever you enjoy doing. So museums, you just seen the museum. Now this is the War Museum, another one, and this one is about Canada's military history. Some people would be very, very interested. It's an excellent museum in seeing this, and other people, they may want to do something else. So it's kind of great
Exactly.
to have that option.
Well, and that's kind of the way that touring is going, giving people more selection and more choice, more freedom. And, that's the great thing because you're there. You'll be
Exactly.
advising them how best to discover what they're interested in. Another one that's a popular one with folks is the National Gallery of Canada.
Yes, and this is within walking distance of your hotel as well, the National Gallery. If you're interested in art, this would be the place to go.
And of course, they're not producing any currency here anymore, but now this is a museum as well.
Yes, and walkable from the hotel, and they do have a boutique store if you're interested, or someone who's interested in coin collecting or anything like that, you might want to visit their boutique store as well.
And of course, one more shot of tulips. There'll be no shortage of those around.
Tulips, and some people are going to want to go to Commissioners Park and spend the day there. They usually have food venues and things going on there, as well as the tulips, and you'll be able to enjoy that if that's what your thing is as well.
So after our time in Ottawa, we're going to head off to one of my other favorite cities.
Beautiful. Day 5, we're going to have our breakfast and leave Ottawa and head off to beautiful, beautiful Quebec City. We're going to make stops along the way. Once we get to Quebec City, we're going to have a local guide join us there, and they are going to take us around Quebec City touring. We're going to see both the new and the old parts of town. on our tour with various stops and picture stops along the way. It's such a beautiful city, so beautiful.
Well, and one of the nice thing about the orientation tour is it certainly gives you a sampling of what's around and what you may want to do. Because once again, as we said, you're going to have a free day here in Quebec City as well.
Exactly.
And I mean, the nice thing is we try on all of our trips to stay in beautiful historic old Quebec City within the walls. And in this time we are doing that as well. So there's so much walkable activities right in the backyard of the hotel. So
That's right. Yes, it's perfect.
like the Chateau Frontenac, it's easy for you to, you're only a few blocks from the Chateau Frontenac because we stay at the Manoir Victoria. And like I said, this is our city tour portion. So you'll learn all about the history of this historic hotel, along with part of your tour will cover the area below the hotel, the lower city of Quebec City.
Yes.
Of course.
Also on our tour, we're going to see Battlefields Park and the Plains of Abraham and learn all about the history of Quebec and how it was settled and why. Your guide will explain all of that, as well as stop for pictures along the way. So beautiful.
The beautiful the St. Lawrence Seaway all around you there.
Yes. Look at this. Dufferin Terrace. This is a beautiful place to just sit and enjoy the scenery, walk around. We'll be doing this on our tour, but this is also within walking distance of our hotel, so you could certainly go back there and enjoy it. Place Royale. We're going to be doing this as part of our tour as well with our guide, with our local guide. And you can see this particular area. This is an old area. This was where Samuel de Champlain first put a settlement in this particular part. And you can see the old stone church there, the Notre Dame de Victories church there that was built in 1688. And apparently it was built on the grounds of his former home. So it's quite a historic area. And as well as the historic buildings, you have shops and boutiques, restaurants and so on, all in this particular area within walking distance of your hotel.
And there's our hotel, right, in the historic area.
The hotel is beautiful. The hotel Manoir Victoria, we're there for a 2-night stay. It's a European style hotel, but it's just gorgeous, 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 and the perfect location. When you come out of the side door of the Manoir, you just go right around the corner and you're on Rue Saint Jean, and that's the street with all kinds of shopping and restaurants, tons and tons of things to do on that street, all in the old part of Quebec.
And you know, every time I'm there, I try a different restaurant. I mean, they have the outdoor cafe set up and tables, and it's just a bustling street to watch people. And I mean, this is the lobby of the hotel. And as you said, you know, the facade of the I guess if I was to compare it to something, it's kind of like, you know, the Barrington area of Halifax here, with the facade of the buildings, the original buildings, but a new structure inside. So you know, there's a typical hotel room, you know, with 2 beds. It's, you know, very well appointed, lovely, and great location. Even a restaurant, you know, once again, this is the spot that you were talking about, just outside the doors of the hotel, is the restaurant from the hotel, but there's, you know, both directions. There's lots of choices for both shopping and dining.
And that's the thing. It's like you said, Richard, people are wanting to do more of their own thing. They see all these different restaurants and they get excited and they say, well, why don't we try this or why don't we try that? Rather than being so structured to, well, we have a group meal tonight, we have to eat here. So people are enjoying their freedom and they're, you know, making, and then they're all talking about it the next day with one another. So it's kind of fun.
Well, it's the best of both worlds. And as I said, they have a lovely pool at the hotel. And this is what we're talking about just outside the doors. I mean, when you turn the corner of the hotel, this is what you're in for.
Yes, beautiful old historic buildings full of, like you can see here, shops and restaurants, all within walking distance. So you have a day that you can explore, you know, look at Simon's department store.
It's one of my favorite, you know, being a shopper, that's one of my favorite stops, and it's just up the street, and that's the original Simon's department store. And once again, in those historic buildings and varying sections, you know, it's not a huge store, but it's certainly nice. And then just up the street from there is the Chateau Frontenac if you want to go have tea or go down the the funicular, or you're not far from this area as well, so it's all
Yeah,
quite doable.
no, that's right. And there's the Citadel. And if you're interested in that, you can, it's walkable from our hotel as well. So that's something that you'd be interested in exploring.
Have you ever done the funicular, Donna?
Yes, yes. It's great because, like you just said, the lower part and the upper part, so they can be on the upper part looking at looking at the port, or they go up on the funicular. I think it's a 45-degree angle that you're getting a view of the water and the port as well. So it's,
And there's the Chateau Frontenac. And like I said, this is at most 6 minutes from your hotel walk. Not very far at all. Maybe
and
10
all
if
the
you're
little
slow.
shops, so unique and different. Hey, it's so beautiful. It doesn't look like anywhere else in Canada that I've been. It's just beautiful.
I always forget about it because I hadn't done the Quebec City tour in quite a few years, and then a few years ago I had done it out of one of the tour directors was ill, and so I went to do it, and I thought, why aren't I doing this trip every year? Because I certainly love it.
It's right. It's beautiful.
Another option, now you have a complete free day the next day after your city tour and your night in the hotel, and so this is another activity you can do, not far.
Yeah, this basilica is within walking distance of your hotel. It's about a 6-minute walk actually to get there from our hotel, so it's not far at all.
And after our time in Quebec City, then we're going to be traveling home. This will be a travel day. We decided not to break it up with an overnight in New Brunswick, so we'll be leaving early, and it'll take most of our day to get back to Halifax. But I find when trips are done, people are ready to be home. So
That's right, and it keeps the cost down because you're not including an extra hotel night. So I mean, we'll just make our stops and our breaks along the way, and we'll get back into Halifax.
sure. And here's a look at our complete itinerary: springtime in Ottawa and Quebec City, May 14th to 20th. 7 days, 6 nights, and as I said, the breakfasts, or as you said, the breakfasts are included every day, and then there's many other inclusions as we've talked about. One thing I want to remind everyone of is that we still have our $50 deposit special on. So anyone that's interested in this tour until the end of October can get their name and secure a spot for a $50 deposit. And then the remainder of your money won't be due until 45 days before we travel. So, just to get you established, the normal deposit on this would be $200. And like I said, we've reduced it during COVID to encourage people to starting to dream again and get their names down to book. And like I said, this is generally a popular tour. So if it's something you're interested in, just give reservations a call or email reservations@atlantictours.com. And like I said, Peggy in reservations is always happy to have a conversation with you, can talk about your insurance needs. And if you're still a little bit nervous about perhaps exploring the world, this is keeping you all within Canada, Donna.
Yes, yes, that's right. And like I say, if it's not a really fast-paced tour, and you have the leisure days where you can do the things that are of interest to you. And I think people will really appreciate having that time to do their thing. They can actually see the parts of the cities that they want to see and enjoy. So it's great.
Well, and hopefully you'll be joining Donna on this trip. We can never guarantee, that we're all going to be around forever, but Donna's been with us for many, many years. In fact, you've been around longer than me, Donna, because I've been 35 years with the company. And if you count your history with the Novatours brand, you've been around longer than me. So, I encourage you not 35 years ago to be a tour director, but it's been a lot of years ago, and you've done an amazing job, as all of our tour directors do. And you love the people, you love to look after the needs, and you're a natural worrier by nature, so you're always there to make sure everything goes smoothly.
Thank you. Thank you. I hope everybody books. This is a fantastic tour. You don't want to miss it.
For sure. And join us. Our next Tea at 3 on Wednesday is October 20th. We've gone to every other week. And we're going to be talking about cruising. And we're going to be showcasing Oceania Cruises, which is a wonderful premium brand, part of the Norwegian family. So come learn about Oceania. I'll have Shirley, who is our rep here in Canada, talking about that, and we'll be talking about some of the cruises that we'll be doing with Oceania. And then later, the next one after that is going to be Thanksgiving in New York, another very, very popular trip that sells out every year. And November 3rd will be our discussion on that for 2022. And once again, our iconic Christmas Markets cruise with Alma Waterways that will be hosting November 24th on our Tea at 3 on Wednesdays. And once again, we'll talk about the other 3 cruises we're doing next year with Alma, but this one will focus on the iconic Christmas Markets river cruise that we have planned for November of 2023. So it's never too early to get your name down and start preparing, but it's shown up on reviews that people have an interest in doing one of the Christmas market tours, and so we've committed to that in 2023. So once again, go back onto our website and look at some of our past webinars. We're starting to get some good bookings on future trips for 22 and even 23. Our Scotland and Ireland is booking now. And so there's lots of opportunities to start thinking about travel. I think we're on the right side of things now. And so 2022 should hopefully be a wonderful year to explore some of Canada or other parts of the world. So thank you once again for joining us today. Thank you, Donna. And we hope to see you all on a tour sometime soon.
Thank you, Richard.